What's up? This is going to be a kind of a clutch General Lee bike update. I had a problem with this bike when I bought it. When I built it, this is the motor off my CT100, and ever since I swapped it over, I had nothing but issues with the side cover falling off. Now we're going to get to that a little bit, but we're going to do an update on the clutches that this thing has gone through. Now, the Hillert clutch, this thing did last. Well, it was nice when it lasted. This thing is a piece of shit. Look at the inside of the bell housing. It ain't because I'm overweight or nothing, but that bell housing is rough as shit in there, and it's causing it to make a horrible, horrible noise when it engages. Ugh. I've had to change the springs after, I don't know, 2 or 3 outings maybe. I put these springs in hoping it would solve it. I think it engages when it gets warm. These definitely engage faster when it's warm. The clutch is warm. I don't like that. It's not consistent. I mean, the weights look okay still, but this thing, it's horrible. I can't get a new bell housing. I wanted to get a new bell housing to test it again. I have to buy a whole clutch, which I'm not doing. Junk. I will never buy a Hillert again. Sorry. I put out some information before a video and saying it was real nice looking. I like the design. They come out nice and evenly. They definitely do. But for whatever reason, they just tear the bell housing up and them springs wear out super fast. Like super fast. Now, this is the biggest piece of shit of the day, because at least that one still worked. This actually still worked. Some Max Torques. Max Torque. Brand new. I didn't get far with this clutch at all. Number one, I don't like that it doesn't have the keyway built into it. I don't like that. Number two, this thing is horribly, horribly, horribly imbalanced. And I'm going to tell you why. Can't really see it there, but I'm going to tell you why this thing is a piece of shit. It's a nice smooth engagement, no problems, nice and quiet, but I had a huge problem with this damn bike that I could not figure out, and it was driving me absolutely batshit. And this damn cable's caught under the wheel. All these bolts kept backing out, no matter what I did. I used red Loctite. I used lock washers with red Loctite. I torqued them to 17 foot-pounds, and then I tried 25 foot-pounds. It seemed like it was these two, and the one just below it, always coming off. Then, of course, your gasket would blow out. Oil was everywhere, and from me trying to figure this thing out, I actually burned up the rod bearings. This thing had a rod knock. Wasn't bad, but it was enough for me to notice. Pulled the motor apart. The bearings were trashed. I'm going to imagine running low, but I'm thinking also too because it was imbalanced. I'm thinking at that time that this motor has had it because I actually had to clearance the crank and cam and all that stuff, and I just figured this motor's just imbalanced now. I don't know. That wasn't the case. What I wound up doing to fix it for the hell of it, I believe I put the the one night I put the Hillert back on, Hillert clutch back on, and yeah, that's I took it out, put the I had the other clutch on, the bolts kept backing out. I put the Hillert on, and they didn't really back out. They started loosening up again, but I just tightened them up with a wrench. But I got a nice ride out of it, a nice long ride. So after that, because the clutch sounded horrible and it was when it was warming up, it was engaging earlier and blah blah blah, I went and stuck the piece of shit Bravex clutch. Can't even call it a piece of shit now. Off of Amazon. These are $25 clutch, Bravex. I put this thing back on, and I burnt this thing up during the summer. This thing was locking up and making horrible noises, but it still worked. I put this thing back on after I redid the side cover and torqued all the bolts, and I have not had a problem. That Max Torx clutch was so imbalanced, it was making the side cover come off. These 3 bolts primarily, the closest to the clutch. I'm probably never ever going to buy another clutch again besides the Bravex. I beat the damn thing up, and it's been great. I've been out on 2 outings since I put it on, long ones. I took it out last night. Not an issue. Nothing. Perfect. I can't believe it. I have no problem. I'm not even worried. I'll leave this old ass clutch on there. This clutch is pretty beat up. I beat it up during the summer. It was nice and hot and chattering, and all I did was clean it up, grease the bushing, and it's good to go. But I will never waste my money on an expensive clutch ever again. And come to think about it, a lot of my bikes have the Bravex on it because it's my cheap go-to. And my daughter's bike, she's got like the Tillotson around 18 horsepower motor that I built last year, and I drag raced on that clutch, and it's still holding up. Also, as I think about it, I built an orange bike 6 months ago for a friend of mine. He has a Max Torx on his too, and his side cover started to come off also, but I thought it was me. But he's also told me it came off again. It's probably that fucking clutch. That clutch is horribly imbalanced. It's a piece of shit. And it's like, it's brand new. I don't know what the hell to do with it. It's a damn shame. But I'm going to buy another one of these new, and I'm going to show you it eventually. I just want to have a brand new one on hand. But these are off Amazon. They're called Bravex. They're like $25. They're worth every friggin' penny. I love that clutch. I can ride, no issues. I'm good to go. Them other clutches were too much of an issue. I could not get far at all. Maybe 10 minutes of riding with the Max Torx, and I was pissing oil everywhere. The Hiller, I mean, I can go anywhere I want, but it's going to make horrible fucking noises, and then when it heats up, it's going to start engaging earlier, and it bogs the motor. It's no good. Definitely no good. But I finally got this bike straightened out to where I can ride wherever now. The bike's 100% reliable. I'm glad I built it. A little longer bike than my CT100. And I put these tires on it, the Sun F knobby tires, I guess you want to say. This thing handles like nobody's business. I don't know, a sport bike. I love the way this bike handles. My CT100, I had to slow down a lot to go around turns because it got swirly, or the back wanted to come out from under me. This thing, I can fly around turns. I can duck in and out of cars, like fly around manhole covers and stuff. I could just lean into it and turn it like a regular bike. Like, it's great. I'm happy with this bike. The lighting system, I hooked all up. That works good. Motor's been running good. I don't know if it had something to do with the clutch, with the vibration, but I had to retorque the damn head bolts. I think they were coming loose because of the vibration. I don't know. but I think the block's warped, but it's still running and it's good to go. 301 gas tank on it. I got some range with this thing. I need to do an official range test on it, but I'm riding all around the city and I'm still coming home with some gas in there. Totally happy with this bike. I was thinking about building a new motor for it, but now I'm like, I don't even care now. I'm just going to leave it alone. But yeah, stay away from these guys. Just because they're expensive doesn't mean they're good. And I'm really upset, especially with the Brave X. Or yeah. Especially with the Hillert, because, you know, it's a nice looking clutch. I mean, the concept's great and it's easy to service. You can leave that on the motor, pull these out, change out the springs, do whatever you got to do. And this thing was just a total pile of shit, even though it engages nice and smoothly and quietly. That caused a lot of problems and possibly almost blew up my motor because of this, because I kept losing so much oil and trying to limp home. Yeah, never again. Do not buy Max Torx. Hillert, I don't know what's up with it. I've been hearing people saying they don't like Hillert neither. I would stay away from them. The Brave X clutch, you can barely see it. It's in there. It's beat up. It's like a year old. That thing works great. You can get them on Amazon. Alright, so this is just going to be a short video. And that's pretty much it. Little update on the bike, little update on the clutches. Because I've been doing clutch videos, shit going on with the clutches that I've been using. Hopefully if it saves you guys from wasting your money on shit, you know, it'll be worth it. Alright, thanks for watching.